Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's coverage of the 6th season of the NASCAR Class C Maconi Fixed Series. This evening, we're excited to bring you top split action for the weekly strength of field race for the virtual Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida. Maconi Entertainment is here bringing you action from all types of racing for the top split for this series and Fast Fridays. No matter what you are racing, we can bring the action to life. My name's Justin Prince, alongside the booth for tonight's action, Jeremy Briggs. Bradley Cooper is producing, working the controls here for this evening's coverage here on Maconi Entertainment and on iRacing social media platforms. Tonight, Jeremy, we're at the World Center of Racing, Daytona. It's Daytona week, which means fast times, fast trucks, and in turn, fast moments.
Speaking of fast moments, we'll have 25 laps to fast moments. 2.5 mile at Daytona International Speedway right here in Daytona Beach, Florida. As you know, opened in 1959. 31 degrees banking, so famed at this track. 24 drivers in the session, all 24 drivers with a chance to win tonight.
And it should make it an interesting night, to say the very least. Expect speeds of at least 180, maybe near 190 miles an hour in the pack tonight from our trucks here in this field, to see who's going to be able to take that elusive checker flag and an S.O.F victory, especially coming down to the home stretch for the points. Maconi Setup Shop race analysis. Maconi Setup Shop, the official setup shop of eNASCAR. As mentioned, 25 laps your distance. Keep in mind, no fast repairs in the series. Fixed setups. There is a fast repair, a green white checker, should say, available for tonight if necessary, but just the one. Remember, if we have a caution before the white flag, it would end the race in that regard. But you mentioned the elusiveness of trying to win a race like this. This is getting to where, for the championship, it's getting more important to score good points. This is the type of race tonight where if you're in the points battle, Jeremy, you need to score big.
A lot of big name drivers up in the split. A lot of drivers participating at a super speedway race throughout all of iRacing's officials right now. So you want to make sure you have a good points night. Hopefully somebody in another split doesn't capitalize and gain more points. So these drivers that are running up towards the front each and every night need to make sure they finish this race up towards the front.
Plenty of big names that we've seen pop up in circles this season or in real world competition in a couple different cases coming out to play tonight in the trucks. Rocky Boy III is your number one truck in terms of iRating, one of the drivers from the RTP ladder from last season. Other notables include J-Bo in the field, Justin Patello, regular for these types of races, Derek Lemke, who we've seen in the NASCAR circles, also in the field. Qualifying's already come to a close for our drivers tonight. It's just about time to see how the lineup here, 24 trucks strong. Your S.O.F. 4,559 is your average iRating tonight. As we get all situated and ready to go, as drivers get themselves ready for your starting grid here tonight, let's take a look at how they'll begin. 6 drivers set times tonight. Silos Belastodius will start on the pole. Then it's Alec Daffin in second. Charles Wembley and Cody Reed in the top 4. Then it's Ryan Chapman and Jake O. Phillips rounding out the drivers who set times. The rest of the field sorted by iRating. Rocky Boy III and Justin Patello are row 4. Then you have Joey Israelson and Derek Lemke rounds out your top 10, Jeremy.
Caden Dietrich's right there in 11th. Jeffrey Maconi there in 12th. Sam DeVenter there in 13th. Brandon Sloy is going to be coming out in 14th. Matt Kocher there in 15th. David Toaster 16th. 17th, we've got Leo Mann 18th. Gavin Fitzgerald 19th. Andrew Lutz Jr. 20th. Josh Patterson 21st. Caleb Johnson 22nd. Paul Grantia 23rd. Matthew Kocher and 24th. Joseph Berg.
That's all talked about your running order here tonight. Here from iRacing's virtual Daytona International Speedway. 24 trucks deep. As already touched upon, 25 laps going to be your distance for these drivers. As we look at the live shots now for Daytona, as we get ready for a dusk to evening style race, Jeremy, what are your keys to victory tonight?
It's all about strategy. Which strategy is going to be the best strategy? Which driver thinks that if they run up front all race long, that's the key to victory? The drivers that want to lay back and chillax in the back of the pack and try to be there at the end. This is only 25 laps, though. It could go by very quickly. We'll have to see how these cautions play out as well.
Overall, who is your favorite to win this race tonight?
I'm feeling Rocky Boyd the third. He's going to come through with a lot of experience here tonight. I feel like he might be the class of the field, especially being number 1.
You say that, but it's also the type of field tonight where sometimes that might be a blessing in disguise. To get a good iRating in points day, you need to be up front. If you aren't up front, you might be in line for a big iRating loss if you care about your iRating.
That's exactly it. I've seen some drivers lose 90 iRating, not finishing their race early on, and that can really hurt you. That could take you out of the top split, maybe for the next race. And you need to capitalize and make sure you stay on top of that each and every night. And like you said, some drivers care about it, and some drivers don't. Some drivers just come out here to have fun, and your iRating is just part of the system here on iRacing.
Getting all sorted and ready to go for tonight's festivities here. Tonight's racing action brought to you in part, remember, by iRacing, relied on as a training tool by countless professional drivers. iRacing is unrivaled as a racing simulator because its creators have managed to capture every car and track detail, recreate them in a package that perfectly encapsulates the feeling of being behind the wheel of a race car, pushing its mechanical limits on courses designed to test each driver's mindset, and the industry agrees. Visit iRacing.com to set up and become a member today. Again, happy with us from iRacing's virtual Daytona International Speedway. Just about ready to go. Belastodius will start up front. Alec Daffin outside front row. Daffin in the Colorado Technical University machine. iRacing pace cars off. Glad to have you with us on iRacing social media platforms. Maconi Entertainment, we're underway from Daytona.
slam through the gears here through turns 1 and 2. A couple of trucks, or a truck right now. That'd be Jeff Maconi thinking it's time to go 3 wide and trying to move towards the front. That might be his game plan here tonight. We'll see if anybody decides to follow as one truck does pull in front of him. We're 3 wide almost already throughout the whole field. I thought it was going to be calm and cordial at the beginning here, but some drivers already ready to go to the front.
Maconi saying, giddy up, J-Bo, let's go to the front. Already trying to get that third line tandeming going and trying to get the side draft working a little bit. Looks like, though, the first lap going to go very tight, in fact, to Daffin. This could get very intense if the fields are ready. When we go 3 wide, multiple rows deep, or not even lap 1. This is top split action at its finest.
If you could see me right now, I've got a huge smile on my face. This is definitely not what I expected here early on lap 1.5, but excuse me, 2.5, as these drivers are 3 wide down the backstretch here at Daytona.
You have to be very careful when it comes to 3 wide in situations like this. You have to be careful of your situational awareness. You have to be careful of the momentum swings. But better yet, you got to make sure you know when exactly to sort out your line. That time, J-Bo cutting down with Maconi.
Ooh, contact there with the number 8 truck of Cody Reed there, trying to just help push, and these drivers are just right here all on the edge.
Getting a little bit argy-bargy down there. But these trucks, you have to be careful on how you push them as well. Tandem drafting can work a bit in these trucks, Jeremy, in terms of the momentum swings. But also, it's not quite as simple as, okay, let's just slam draft. You slam these trucks too hard, you can push them off the track.
Whew, we are just inches away from something happening here, and one little slip up, and then we could potentially take out the whole field, especially with it being 3 wide as that middle lane just squeaks out to lead that lap. That's Alec Daffin once again leading that lap.
Cody Reed up the middle, absolutely right now. Interesting pairings up towards the front. Jaco Phillips, now part of Elliott Sauer Esports. Alonso's up front. A couple drivers also electing to go to the back, like Ryan Chapman. Would you prefer to be up front or in the back in a situation like this, knowing it's 3 wide, 4 rows deep, it's lap 4, and knowing it's anybody's race when it comes to attrition, you don't want to be a part of the big one in this case.
Oh man, this is such high intensity racing here. 190 miles an hour, 3 wide, multiple rows deep, lap after lap. The first 5 laps of this race pretty much look just like this. This is that third lane starts to fade just a little bit. Maconi and the number 10 jumps up to that third lane, tries to go to the front.
Daffin able to move down to the bottom. He's leading the bottom of the racetrack for the time being. Daffin, one of those that we've seen a fair bit in these styles of races. He's pretty decent when it comes to this type of racing. Daffin, a long-time iRacer when it comes to his platform. He'll lose the lead for the time being to the all-powerful middle line. That middle has a lot of speed when it comes to momentum, and Reed takes the lead from it.
These drivers are right. I mean, we are just, I can't believe these drivers are holding on. There's some, wow, that third lane is wicked tricky. There's some, I don't know how these drivers aren't wrecking yet, because they're making some moves that have me in question. There's a lot of give and take here. It is
Yeah, right now, these drivers getting all sorted out still. You have Cody Reed at that bottom of the racetrack from Sinclair Community College, one of the drivers that actually took part in some of the eNASCAR College iRacing Series competition over the past semester of racing action. He's doing a solid job up front. But Maconi now moving up to the point. He's got the help of J-Bo. Jeff Maconi looking to back up some of the speed from earlier on in the past month or so here in top split competition.
This is some great racing here. I am so excited for the real life stuff to be coming. And this is just a great preview of how this weekend might unfold. These drivers are still 3 wide down the backstretch from about the 2nd row on. Number 4 right there, Jake Phillips, just kind of in the sandwich.
What goes through your mind in a situation like this, knowing it's still early in the race, the lanes keep having a momentum shift, but the intensity level still is remaining pretty high? What goes through your mind in a situation like this?
Well, I'd want to get out of here. I'd want to go take a breather and just ride it out as the number 3 truck of Joey iRacing there had a little bit of contact with a truck just to his inside. It looks like he is potentially trying to drive, or excuse me, just fade to the back here as that 3rd lane is starting to fall apart. And right now, oh, there's another truck. They all jump right back up there. I don't know if they're listening to me right now, but they're having a fun time out there, it looks like, getting that 3rd lane going and going.
That 3 truck does have damage to its rear end. It's been pushed so hard so far in this race. We have to deal with that the rest of the way, unfortunately. Caleb Johnson taking a look at his perspective right now. He's the first still up on the top line of the 21, going from 21st up to the top 10 so far in this one. Not bad.
See that driver of Caleb Johnson, his memo, his strategy was get to the front. And as so far, he's halfway there and trying to make that 3rd lane work with just those 2 trucks. We'll see if anybody decides to go up there and make that work. But right now, the bottom 2 lanes, the bottom and the middle, are stuck nose to tail.
No places to blink. You better hold on to your temperatures when it comes to those gauges too. Some people getting a little bit argy-bargy when it comes to the pushing. Take what you're seeing on screen. Jacob Phillips getting some pushes, a hard amount of pushes from Rocky Boy the 3rd. You absolutely don't want to pop the motor here from pushing too hard.
Oh, that's a great point there, Justin. One truck, if they were to blow up here heading towards the front of the field, it could wreak havoc in the back part of the field. So we got a lap truck up here as the field coming at 192 miles an hour right now up onto this lap truck. We'll have to see how it plays out. As you can see, Jeff Maconi right there, number 10, tries to take the lead on the inside lane as that lap truck was out of the way.
Thankfully so. That spike, Joseph Berg carrying more than 150 miles an hour on the apron. Thankfully didn't have it slide up onto the banking. Still side by side for the lead, it's Maconi and J-Bo who lead the front lines. Drivers like Caleb Dietrich trying to find their way up front. Some of these trucks are starting to get loose though on corner entry.
One of those trucks was that number 3 truck there of Joey Arlison, who was faded back there and trying to move back to the front. Like you mentioned, he does have some rear end damage. Oh, we got him back at the front. Maconi involved.
J-Bo sent down to the grass. He slides hard into the inside wall. No caution. We stay green as a good portion of the field scatters its way into the grass. Daffin and more involved. Cody Reed coming out of the grass as well. We are still green as the front runners collide up down the back straightaway.
Take a quick look at it here on Maconi Entertainment replay. Is it a push just gone wrong? It looks like the 2 trucks started to fade up just a little bit there. And unfortunately, it came down on Maconi. J-Bo there, unfortunately, a push gone wrong and a couple other trucks involved. Not sure how bad their damage is, but we'll have to see how it plays out, is that we are still green.
They'll absolutely need a caution to be able to get back up to the front at this point. Almost halfway through as Dietrich has found a teammate to work with to control the lines. JRS Racing, they control the bottom and middle lines. Now that the pack's imploded, Boy the 3rd now with a big push with a chance to try and clear to make them in control of the full bottom lane if they choose.
Looks like this middle line does seem to have the momentum when they can stay all together. Obviously the shortest distance around there on the bottom. It works in the turns, but you scrub a little bit of speed and it helps you carry the momentum when you're in that middle of the top line down these straightaways. As you can see, that middle lane being led by Rocky Boy the 3rd. Takes the lead again. Down the backstretch, you'll see how it swaps here in the turn as the inside truck of Caden Dietrich has the shortest way around.
And now they're trying to block the lanes a little bit. That time, Dietrich electing to go up to his teammate. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's what you can really say when it comes to things. Some of the others in the back of the pack, well, they're not having the best of times keeping organized right now, such as Derek Lemke, who's losing ground up the middle.
A lot of scattering going on back here throughout the rest of the field still after that caution. Oh, we got one blowing up at the front. We got one truck that just blew up there. I believe that's going to be Caleb Johnson, the number 21.
What did I just say earlier about the temperatures? Just had that happen. Your pusher for the bottom line. And now he'll have to come down to the pit road and serve the meatball flag. Just like that, temperatures coming into play, and that's moved those Citrios into the pushing spot at the bottom of the racetrack. Johnson to pit road.
Wow. Unfortunate break there for Caleb Johnson, who was pushing that inside row. Very fortunate there for the rest of the field that happened there on the back straightaway, because that could have been really bad in the turn.
Coming up to 10 laps to go. This has been high-octane racing tonight. Starting to see that third line come up to play once again. Phillips being left on to his lonesome. No help up there except for one other driver for the time being. Eventually, some of these drivers are going to have to situate themselves and prepare and plot and plan their moves, Jeremy. Some drivers have been plotting and planning their way to the front, but eventually somebody's going to have to make the move.
And hopefully that move is not on the hook of a tow truck. You want to make sure you're still running here at the end of this race. I'm knock on wood, these drivers have had a really caution-free race here. You know, 10 laps to go, and I'm sure some of these drivers would love maybe some fresh right side tires to try to make a charge back to front and get some damage repaired.
At this point, it's going to be the matter of how this field races itself for the next 9 laps. There we go, trouble. Now the JRS Racing trucks get crashed. Dietrich into the wall. Boyd the third saves it with some damage. We stay green as they both slide in the grass. Now Boyd the third is wrecking on the front straightaway. Will we get a caution? The answer is not yet. Boyd the third just gets it fired up onto the pavement. Wow. What can you say? 2 different battles for the lead with crashes this race.
Truck almost flipped over. The realism on this sim is just, it's getting better and better every update. And you can see right here the 14 truck there of Baltosios there, our pole sitter, was pushing there on the inside. Rocky Boyd, or actually on the outside, and got a bad, I don't know if Rocky Boyd just got loose there on the exit of 4, or if the push just kind of wasn't square and got him loose, and that's all she wrote.
Lucky that didn't bring up the caution right there for some people. Others definitely probably would have wanted that, especially someone like, say, Justin Patello, who is now about to be lapped 3 wide up front. Is that going to last for Paul Granada? Granada in the 22 had to get off the gas hard to avoid contact with the lapper.
Really heads up move there by the 22 there to be on top of that.
Take a look live. You can't keep yourself full throttle at this point. Have to find the hole.
You're gonna wreck yourself and anybody else behind you if you try to push that truck going that much slower. And looks like another truck about to go another lap down. Another truck that was involved in an incident that was leading early on there was Jeff Maconi. He now is going down a lap.
Continuing on, still plenty of battling to go. Coming up to 6 laps to go. And up front is your pole sitter. Osetios now up front. Charles Wimbley, the pusher. As now it's Joey Israelson now going up in front with the help of ESE's Phillips. 6 laps to go. 4 wide into the corner for a moment.
This has been this race. This whole race long is so intense up here at the front. Now we're going 4 wide. These drivers have had a stellar performance. They're just running 3 wide lap after lap. They did it for the first 6. Let's see what they're going to do here for the final 6.
Can they keep it green the whole distance? That's the question. Better yet, who's going to be able to come out with the best move at this point? Right now, 2 lines for now. The calm before the intensity level ramps up again. 5 laps to go, Jeremy. You have to start going now if you aren't up front already.
Justin, I'm trying to figure out how you say that the intensity can ramp up, because my meter's been pegged this whole race. We'll have to see what other moves these drivers are going to pull, because like you said, the intensity is going to ramp up, and it's been pegged all race.
Well, there's been some calm periods, even with the pegged intensity, you could argue. Derek Lemke, congratulations to him and his family on the birth of their child, Natalie Decker, having a child on February the 5th, their best day of their lives that day. Congratulations once again to them. But what will happen for the race itself? 4 laps to go. Israelson blocking lanes at the moment, trying to block the bottom and the top wherever the runs come. He goes to the bottom now.
Wow. This is going to be one heck of a finish if we can get there under green. This field is now getting all bunched up. Like you said, intensity is now ramped up. 3.5 laps to go. Who's going to make the right move to get themselves in victory lane here tonight?
Oh, I don't like that in the middle of the corner. A little bit of a close moment there as Phillips had to give some give and take to the back end of the 3. Now the 3 laps to go. No chance to block the bottom this time. The bottom's now got the run side by side.
And side by side is no understatement about how this race has been, almost lap after lap. Great pushing by all these drivers. We've only seen so far one driver blow up from overheating. All these drivers right now paying attention to those gauges, because they have been locked bumpers now for quite a few laps. Hopefully they don't make the wrong move and be locked up for too long and end their night, and hopefully nobody else is.
Basilio's now looking to be the Pied Piper. Doesn't go up to block the top. Juleson's momentum able to get him at least to the numbers, but not to the fender with 2 laps to go. Bit of bobbling from that bottom line. Does Wembley take a poke out and try and become the leader of the top line? 3rd line now trying to build itself up.
Can they stay lined up in that 3rd line? I think 3 trucks could do it. Here they go. Andrew Lutz Jr. leading the way on the top. Let's see if they can make that move.
Can he make it all the way to the point? There's not a lot of time. Still a lap and a quarter to go. If we get to the white flag, it's a sprint to the checkered. Battle is on. Here comes Israelson blocking the top. White flag is out. Vasilios takes the point. Final time around for the Maconi Entertainment. 1 to go. 3 wide for the race lead as Phillips gets the run from the middle. Now it's Israelson keeping alongside. More trucks are blowing up. It's the 7. It's Wembley who pops a motor as they go into turn 2.
Unfortunate for the truck that was behind the number 7. Unfortunately didn't recognize it and lost a ton of momentum. This is going to be one heck of a finish coming to the checkered.
Phillips trying to block 3 lines again. Here comes Ryan Chapman. Where did he come from? Lap traffic in front though. Rocky Boyd III is on the banking. Boyd III gets shredded down for the bottom. Crash with the lap truck of Boyd III. Contact Israelson. Pull from the outside. It's the 3. Israelson who takes the win. What can you say? How about that? Lap traffic taketh away.
Wow. Did not expect the finish to end like that. Congratulations there to Joey Israelson, excuse me. Ooh,
Yes.
got it all mixed up there.
Well, that was definitely unexpected in terms of how turn 4 went. 3 wide. Where can you go if you're boy the third? There's no place to go. And then chaos. Only 2 trucks made it through that incident. It almost would have been the whole field there. Chapman was lucky he didn't get hit there. What do you say about that, Jeremy?
I'm speechless. This was we got trucks slipping over back there. Number 4 was upside down. I was not expecting I was kind of expecting lap traffic to get out of the way there. So it's kind of where I was speechless. So I guess decisions had to be made, and we were gonna have to play it out like that. Wow. All but 2 trucks made it through, pretty much scathe free, and pretty close there, about a half a truck.
Wild finish, to say the very least, once more. But post-race coverage coming up in just a moment. See if we can get some word with some drivers after we come back from a quick break. More coverage coming up after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back to tonight's coverage, the Maconi Setup Shop Fixed Series here on iRacing and Maconi Entertainment. Happy with us as we work through post-race coverage here from Daytona. After a wild finish, 5/100ths of a second was the difference at the checker flag here tonight. Justin Prince, Jeremy Briggs with you, Bradley Cooper, our producer for this evening's coverage. Let's take a look at your in-sim official race results where lap traffic played a factor. This was a look at how things started off in qualifying. It changed a lot by the end of the race in the running order. Israelson coming away with the win over Ryan Chapman. David Toaster gets himself a top 3. How about that? Then Sam Devantier in 4th. Then it's Leo Mann, Josh Patterson, Gavin Fitzgerald, Matthew Cucker, along with Vasilios, and Derek Lemke rounds out your top 10.
Just outside the top 10, you got Matt Cokier there. You got in 11th, and then 12th, you got Paul Granada, excuse me, and you got in 13th, Andrew Lutz Jr., who was making a charge there on the outside. It just did not play out. 14th, Jake Phillips. 15th, Brandon Slaw. 16th, you got Charles Wimbley, who blew up coming to the checkered. 17th, Alec Dafkin. 18th, Cody Reed. 19th, J-Bo. And then you got 20th, you got Jeffrey Maconi. Those two drivers there were a lap down. Joseph Berg there in 21st. Caden Dietrich was 22nd. Those two drivers also lap down. Rocky Boyd, controversial there at the end. Put his name in the hat there. Finished 3 laps down. And Caleb Johnson, 11 laps down in 24th.
So we'll talk about it for the run you're here tonight from iRacing's virtual Daytona International Speedway, where in the end, Joey Israelson coming away with the win and does so in a wild finish. Joey now joining us here with the broadcast booth. How would you describe that final stretch to the race finish where you were trying to block the lanes, and then on that final lap, well, it got another level of crazy?
Yeah, that was a lot of trying to control something that was out of my control. I was just kind of bouncing back and forth, and yeah, I don't really know what happened that last turn. The seas parted ways, and somehow I came out in front.
How tricky was a race like this tonight to maintain track position, especially since, I'm not sure if you realize, you had back bumper damage this entire race.
Yeah, I think I got that going into turn 1. So that didn't help. But yeah, holding track position was pretty much the key focus, just trying not to lose so much. But I seem to have a pretty good pushing truck. Everybody wanted to get in front of me, it seemed like, and they got to the front and then they bailed. But it worked out.
What advice would you give to other competitors watching this who may have not gone into Daytona week yet? What would you say to those drivers?
Don't be afraid to push. If you get a good teammate in front of you or anybody good can hold a line and it was confident, you can push them pretty good and gain a lot of track position. That 3 wide, it's a little sketchy, but you can run it right up against the wall.
Well, Joey, once again, congratulations on the victory tonight. Thank you very much for your time.
Hey, thank you guys for putting it on.
Joey Israelson coming away with the win here tonight. I'd like to thank him for taking the time to speak with us during post-race coverage here on iRacing and Maconi Entertainment. Jeremy, what are your thoughts on that finish as well as this race tonight, where in the end it comes down to a drag race in interesting fashion, and it sets up what's going to be an interesting next couple weeks for the series itself?
I gotta say, there was a couple incidents during the race, but we went caution-free, 25 laps. I gotta say, it's a feat on its own there, and definitely came down to the last turn of the last lap. And these drivers did a great job being 3 wide for multiple laps, the beginning and the middle and the end. And I'm excited to see how the rest of this C Fixed season plays out.
Remember, next time out for these drivers, that will be the week of February 18th. These drivers will be going to Atlanta Motor Speedway. Be sure to tune in for the racing action when we go racing from Atlanta Super Speedway style for back-to-back weeks. Catch that action once again on Wednesday night on the 19th. Coverage starts 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time here on iRacing and Maconi Entertainment. But it's just about time to say goodbye for tonight's racing coverage. I'd like to thank the race sponsor, Maconi Setup Shop, as well as our viewers for tuning in. Calling the action tonight was myself, Justin Prince, alongside Jeremy Briggs. Bradley Cooper was producing. Thanks to our viewers for watching tonight's racing action. I hope you stay tuned to our social media pages for our next race. Thanks to the entire staff for the work in bringing this racing to you. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.